Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies. We're sisters who discuss all things related to work, family, and personal growth.
We draw inspiration from everywhere, especially from you, our listeners, to keep moving forward with joy and laughter in the big adventure that is life.
1 week at a time.
I'm Azizi Williams. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a mom of 2 adult children, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. I'm here with my sister, Malika Amandi.
That's me. I'm a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a mom of 2 littles, and I work in higher ed.
In this episode, we'll recap our favorite moments from the Happier with Gretchen Rubin podcast and Happier in Hollywood, hosted by Liz Craft and Sarah Fain.
But first, Azizi, I have to rave about this caddy that I got. I think you were here when I got it. I ordered it on Instacart.
I was there when it was fresh, when you first pulled it out of the bag, and yep, never looked back, I guess.
It's like a utility caddy. It's hard plastic. It has 4 compartments. One is like long, the length of the caddy, and then on the other side, it's like 3 little squares. I feel like I've been missing this for my whole life. Like, I got it for my postpartum paradigm, carrying things around the house. I don't know why it's like in this season that I just got it, but it's like having a purse with you everywhere. I can put a beverage in it. It's got a hard bottom, so it's like if the surface is not totally solid, I can still put something on it and it makes it feel solid.
What made you make this purchase?
I think when I was watching YouTube videos, people's hospital videos and like postpartum or what I bought for postpartum,
Yeah.
a lot of people had caddies.
Oh.
And that's like a thing, having stations around the house with things and like a diaper changing caddy or breast pumping caddy. So I think that was like in my mind of like, oh, what can I take around the house?
Mm.
And there was specifically a Best Laid Plans episode where a listener was asking a question about using their planner postpartum and like kind of where do you keep it? And Sarah's suggestion was like, you should get a planner that's small enough to keep around the house, to keep with you if something
Right.
comes up and you need to write it down. And so I was like, oh, that's genius. It feels like home base is just always moving.
So, Malika, what is in your caddy besides your beverage? What else are you carrying with you?
I've got my AirPods. I've got some moisturizer that you gave me, the milk cooling water gel ice stick thing.
Oh, yeah.
I have some nipple butter.
Okay.
I have some hand sanitizer. I've got some wipes. I've got a little container that has my vitamins in it. And then I have like a couple little inspirational cards.
You have baseball cards in your caddy?
And a hair tie.
This is so fascinating. As you describe this, all right, you're making the case for caddy. You can't see me, right? But I was rolling my eyes a little bit about this because it is literally just a purse, or you have a beverage in one hand and a bag in another. But I think actually what I do is I have crap everywhere. Like I have chapstick in every room. I have lotion in it. I just have things all over the place, and I have multiples of things so that wherever I am, it's kind of there. Or else my house is small. I'm just running back and forth. But maybe if I had a caddy, everything would be more organized. Like maybe that's the key to keeping things neater, is just to have one set of things, and then you just bring that thing with you
where you go.
wherever you go. Huh.
I like it. Like I said, I didn't have this before, but now it feels like, how did I get by without it?
Yeah.
And I notice like Norm, he has a lot of pockets. He wears cargo pants.
Right.
And he'll put beverages in his pockets, which is not,
His pants are not a cooler.
it doesn't always work. He had some seltzer in a pocket and he spilled it on the couch the other day. And I was kind of like, oh, I think you need a caddy.
Did he know the beverage was open in his pocket before he sat down?
He thought it wasn't as full as it was or something. I don't know. We both
There's
have.
a case for like half full beverages.
I guess so.
That's wild.
I guess so.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
He needs a caddy, but he doesn't seem like the caddy type, though.
I
I
don't think
can't
he is.
see him carrying anything. I guess that's why he's got cargo pants.
Yeah. This also reminds me of this New York Times article about this phenomena of, like, women carrying a lot of things in one hand,
Yes.
like, this viral phenomena of taking pictures of all the things you can carry in one hand.
Right.
And then there's also just a book that someone wrote, I'll link it, like, about women carrying things in general,
Hmm.
and the, like, tradition isn't even the right word, it's just, like, the reality,
It's just
like,
our
life
life. That
of women
is
having to carry
it is
stuff,
just what we do. That's our,
like
I don't
kids,
know, station. It's
groceries, stuff.
I have seen on Instagram, and I don't think it's a channel, but I just see videos of women in Manhattan carrying things across the street. And it's like a vacuum cleaner and a laundry basket and, yeah, the groceries, just schlepping things. And it's true. In fact, at my job, with teachers, and I don't know, maybe this is any job, most of the women have at least 3 bags, 3
Yeah.
different bags that they're carrying, so we do carry things, but hey, your caddy makes it so elegant, and it's making me think, like, does your caddy have holes in it?
What do you mean by holes?
Like, is it like net? Like a
No,
woven?
no.
Okay.
It's more I'm gonna, like, do
Is it,
the
like,
ASMR
smooth?
thing. It's smooth and
Okay.
plastic.
Because you could decorate it is what I'm
I
thinking.
could.
You
I
could
was
put, like,
thinking, like, I could
stickers
put
on it,
stickers around it.
washi tape, you could personalize it. If
Yeah.
it had holes in it, I'm obsessed with this now because I saw it at Disneyland the other day and I almost bought it, but for clogs, they have the not
Oh,
clogs,
yeah.
Crocs, they have those, like, widget things that you can
Yes.
stick in. Anyway, there's all kinds of possibilities with this thing that is
Oh,
yours that goes from place to place to place with you.
yeah. I feel like I had a cloth one before, or, like, there was some kind of basket around the house that is cloth that had compartments. It's a little too big to be, like, the one caddy you move around, but I think I really like the fact that this is very solid.
The sturdiness is
Yes, because it feels like a little table somehow.
okay. I'm gonna try
Mm.
this.
Case for the caddy.
You've made the case for the caddy, and this is gonna be the solution to an organized space. I'll report back once I've done that.
Okay,
I'm gonna try to find one here, though. I'm not gonna buy another thing right now, but
okay,
maybe I have something I can use around the house, but
okay.
we'll have to link what you bought.
Azizi, what happened on Happier recently?
On episode 548, Gretchen and Liz encourage listeners to spend money to get started with a goal, and they offer example of things that may be fun for some but not for others. On episode 549, Gretchen proposes the idea of keeping a list of people you love. They share an idea to get good advice and then read listeners' back to school suggestions. On More Happier, Gretchen discusses romance and romance novels with two special guests.
All right, I love this question. What's fun for you that's probably not fun for other people? It kind
Hmm.
of reminds me of, like, other know yourself questions around, like, what's your quirks? Like, what makes you quirky or
Hmm.
kind of different?
Do you have something on your list?
Well, I really like dealing with paper stuff.
Hmm.
And I was reminded of a time in a staff meeting when one of my colleagues had, like, a giant binder that she had to take everything out of a sheet protector and, like, put something else into that sheet protector. It was, like, hundreds and hundreds of pages, and I was like, "Oh, can I help you with that?" She was like, "Yeah, please."
Interesting.
Part of it was probably because we were in a meeting, and that just felt like a fun thing to do in the meeting,
Something to
like,
do. Yeah.
but that's really soothing to me. And it also makes me think of, like, Jerry Gergis in The Office, like, doing mailers, like
Oh, Jerry Gerkins, yes. Yes, when he had to stay up all night to look
Yeah,
to lick
just
the
like
envelopes, and then he did it wrong, so he had to start all over again. He was like, "Well, that's
right.
what you do. It's government work." That's funny. Ilea loves that kind of task also, and I remember when we were making decorations for some school event, and they needed volunteers to kind of fold pages in the yellow page to make this I don't know how to describe it. It's like this three-dimensional party decoration that do you remember phone books? I'm just saying that out loud is hilarious, but you could take any kind of book, and if you fold every page, then in the end, you have this, like, geometric, beautiful thing,
Mm,
but folding every page in a book the same way is pretty tedious. Leia loved it. I had no idea. She wanted to do more after that, and she loves knitting also. That, I would say, is probably fun for a lot of people, but it's that repetitive kind of thing.
yeah. Liz said that ironing was the thing that she liked doing that's not fun for other people or that
Right.
she finds fun. And it reminded me of one of my, like, weird jobs when I was an actor. Briefly, I was, like, a professional ironer for this kind of independent linen company.
Wow. I had no idea that was a job and a job that you had.
It was so random, and it was this company that did linens for, like, weddings and caterers and kind of a small business, but the things had to be ironed before they were shipped or delivered.
Wow.
And so it was like ironing cloth napkins and tablecloths, and it wasn't like in an industrial context. It was just like in somebody's house, you know? So I was just put on my headphones and listen to podcasts and iron.
So did you get, like, tips and tricks for ironing? Are you a better ironer than the average person now that you did it professionally?
I don't think so. I wasn't paying that much attention. Like I would, I knew what I needed to know to do the job that day when I was in it. But I do remember like I never when I ironed and I don't iron that much in my own life anyway, like, I remember ironing some things in high school maybe, and, like, having an iron,
Right.
like, I brought an iron to college and never used
You
it,
brought an iron to college? Wow.
and a little ironing board,
Oh,
and
that's
it's, like,
funny.
never used it, but with this job, I remember using the steam setting on the iron, which
Right.
I never really understood, and, like, having a spray bottle that I would use for some things.
Yeah, to, like, really get in there or something. I really
Yeah.
do like the way it sounds when you iron. I remember, like, the
Mm.
sizzle and a little bit the
Mhm.
smell sometimes, but
Yeah.
the actual ironing, no, that is not a thing I enjoy. And actually, I can't really think of anything that I do for fun that other people wouldn't find fun. The closest thing I can think of is setting a table.
Yeah.
I've talked about it a lot. I love to set a table. That really makes me excited, but I don't know that there's other things. Now, I do like to watch other people clean on social media.
Mm, mhm.
People are tidying. That's fun for me, but not the
I like that
actual
too.
tidying, right? But the watching someone else doesn't feel so satisfying. I came across a channel on Instagram of someone who power washes signs, like street signs, and just watching the dirt just melt away, and then you get this really shiny, clean street sign is that's very that's funny. What am I talking about? What's the topic here? We'll
That's
get back on
funny.
track. So Liz said that ironing makes her feel like a grown-up, and I thought that was
Oh,
really
yeah.
interesting because, A, it's just a reminder that we all don't feel like grown-ups,
I know.
Like, I have these feelings all the time. I feel like a kid, like, there are so many times when I just feel like a child or I feel like my younger self, and it made me think, "What is it that I do or what is it that you do that makes you feel like I'm a grown-up now? Like, this is what
Mhm.
grown-ups do."
I think for me, it's like setting appointments, like at the dentist's office when I make the appointment for the next appointment.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's next
That feels
level.
very grown up.
That does feel very grown up. You're thinking like 6 months in advance.
Exactly,
Wow.
yes.
Yes.
And having lots of appointments like that on my calendar, that feels like very adult.
Hmm.
I think also sending thank you cards when I do it, if I can do it when I finally do it, it feels like, "Oh, good." It's a relief because you wanna express gratitude, but it also feels like one of those even though some would say it's you have to do it, it feels like an extra, like, being on top of it.
Well, it is a hard thing to do. We've talked about it and
Yeah,
my struggles with getting my thank you cards out for the wedding. It absolutely feels like being an adult when you can go through all of the steps and then actually carry it out and
yeah.
send them.
What about for you is easy?
I think I feel like an adult when I make a return. Like, when I go through the effort of
Oh,
going back to the store, standing in line, and then
yeah.
showing the receipt, maybe it's things with multiple steps that make you
Yeah.
feel like, "Wow, I did all of those steps and then accomplished this goal that I had." But then also just shopping for groceries, like, just going to the store,
Hmm.
provisioning for the week, all
Mhm.
of that feels very grown up.
Mhm.
Yeah, lots of space in between those tasks where I don't feel like a grown up. In episode 548, they talked about buying something that's going to help you with your goal,
Mhm.
like putting your money where your mouth is, purchasing that thing that's going to help you kind of take the next step. And that reminded me of my Orange Theory success I talked about last time. And at the end of that session, I was like, I'm going to buy 5 more sessions. I'm going to invest in this and see where it takes me because it's an important goal for me. So that was an example of, I think, putting your money where your mouth is. But
Mhm.
usually with a project, my first step is to start a Pinterest board. Like, let's be real. And that's free. But there's something about that that feels like, this is real now. I'm
Yeah.
collecting ideas.
You've sent me some boards of things.
Do you ever look at them, Malika?
I don't know why. I'm
Wow.
sorry. I'm
All
so
right.
sorry.
The truth comes out.
Not
All
because I
right.
don't wanna look at it. It's something about the interface that I have to, like, click into something to see it,
Really?
and
It doesn't just let you see it?
no, it's not that complicated, but it's just enough that I don't.
It's just enough to bear. Maybe you're not logged in on all your devices.
Maybe that's it.
For me, Pinterest is seamless across all of my devices. Like, I can always add things to it from anywhere.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's not that I
We'll
don't
figure this
care or
out.
don't wanna see it, it's just a little bit cloaked.
Okay. Do you use Pinterest
I
even?
do, I like Pinterest, and I just started using it again
Okay.
recently, so
Do you want me to stop sending you
no, I'm just
invitations?
letting you know. Just letting you know.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I do it for me. I add to it and I refer back to it and I find it very helpful. That's usually my first step with a project, but in general, and we know I don't have an issue making a purchase towards a
No.
thing in general, but I really like this advice.
Oh, can you hear Kermit?
No.
Okay. So this made me think of paying for, like, a full year at the gym at my work,
Yes.
and
Oh, I remember when you did
I
that.
talked about it here on the
It's like
on the
last year.
podcast, and I was so
Yeah.
excited, it was so convenient, it's so close to my office, and I probably went about 5 times,
Oof.
and then part of it was circumstances, I got pregnant, and then it became less easy to go to the gym, like, the things that I
Yeah.
could do got smaller and smaller, and so there were some valid reasons there, but I really believed that by buying the whole year, that I was setting myself up for success. And
Yeah.
I just wasted that money? It was a pretty good
Yeah.
deal, honestly, so it
Right.
wasn't a
Right.
huge loss, but it would have been better to maybe buy a month first.
Or buy five pack like I did.
I mean, the model, it's like a university, so they don't have, like, super
There's not a lot of different
the
plans.
plans, right, it's just kind of basic,
Right.
but I think that I need something different as a obliger, like, money is not enough to commit me to
Mm.
something. It needs to be, like, somebody there waiting for me, or I
Mhm.
did enjoy
Mhm.
the class, but I'm thinking about, like, well, when I go back to work, I don't know that that's gonna be the right gym for me.
You're not feeling drawn to pick up where you left off
I
there.
don't think so, unfortunately. It would be convenient, but now there's even more complications with, like, needing to get home right after work, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out there on the weekends.
'Cause that's impossible. Cause you work there. I mean, at least the money went to a good cause. It is the university gym, so you can consider that a donation. And I wonder, like, I think you need to invest in your home gym, which you guys have started,
Right.
and maybe there's something you can buy that's gonna help you or make you want to use that gym
Yeah.
more because that's there.
Yeah, we kind of have gotten, I'd say 75% there with this gym in our
Right.
house. I am considering rejoining the Y because they have childcare.
Oh, yeah.
So, at least while I'm on maternity leave, that feels very doable
Yeah.
and like it would be a good resource for us. They also have a sauna, a steam sauna and a dry sauna. So,
Ooh, Massachusetts gym didn't have that, did it? The UMass gym. Now, that's fantastic because you could do it with baby. You don't have
exactly.
to wait until you don't have both kids.
Exactly.
That's great.
So, anyway, I'm just putting your money where your mouth is sometimes works for me.
Or putting some money where your
Some
mouth
money.
is.
Maybe that's
Like,
the key.
there's a certain amount of money
Yeah.
that, not so much that you lose the investment should that thing not pan out, but just enough to be invested in it,
Yeah.
to have a little bit of a stake in it.
Yeah. The other thing that I spent money on that I thought I was starting something by spending the money was I bought a set of watercolor pens when I was in LA
Hmm.
earlier in the year and like some little postcards, blank size cards to do watercolors with. Now, I have taken a watercolor class, one.
Oh.
I did it at Descanso Gardens during the pandemic. It was like a hybrid class
Hmm.
where you would do the class online and then go to the garden on your own time to do the assignments.
Hmm.
So I actually have some watercolors. I don't have watercolor pens, but this was 110% just from like hearing Gretchen talk about watercolor. I
Right.
guarantee it. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only reason it's in my brain. It's like something I
You
would
were
want to dabble
influenced,
in.
Malika.
Totally
We know
influenced.
a thing or two about that. You were influenced. This is not a
Completely.
terrible purchase though,
No,
right?
it's not.
Watercolor pens that's not gonna set you back a lot of money.
No, but it was like the idea that by buying them, like, oh, I'm starting this new hobby. And then I never looked up how to use them. I've used them like just like magic markers for stuff,
Right.
but I haven't used these special little cards that I got. Like, I don't know. They're just in the bottom of some bag now.
I've sorted through that pile. I know exactly where they are in your house now, having gotten ready for the baby. But the watercolor pens, I didn't know that you owned watercolor pens, and you saw that I have a set because I brought it to Thanksgiving
Yes,
last year, my set of watercolor pens.
that's right.
And did you do it there?
I did. I don't know that I used the water with them, but that might have influenced me too.
Maybe you have an aversion to water because it's so easy to do. You just literally dip it in water. I'm not sure why you don't need any special directions or instructions.
Right.
Just do it.
Okay.
Just add the water. It's so satisfying. I have like a Muppet Babies coloring book that I use the watercolor pens in. It's not that serious.
I think I was influenced by that also, that Thanksgiving moment, because that was so
Yes.
relaxing and nice, and I just haven't really created that in my own life.
Also, you don't have leisure time.
Right.
This is not the stage of life you're in
No.
right now. Unless you're doing it with your children,
Right.
which, Indigo might be into it.
He likes watercolors.
You could maybe do it together,
Yeah, it's a good
but you
idea.
don't spend money on leisure activities.
Okay.
Okay. In episode 549, Gretchen shared this idea about making a list of the people you love. And the idea is that by having this list and referring to it, you can make sure that you are having touch points with these people and connecting with them. And it's just a reminder of those people that you want to maintain relationships with.
Yes, I liked this a lot because, like, I think about the people I wanna stay connected with in the way that you think about, like, "Oh, yeah, I wanna get that thing done." But I don't have it really written down. Sometimes I'll write, like, within a week, certain people that I wanna connect with,
Hmm.
but I just like the idea of putting intention into who you wanna stay close to, and I agree with Liz, like, a lot of times people are in groups from certain jobs or school or something like that, but it's like, if I'm not running into people
Right. Out of sight, out of mind.
kind of yeah, and so even people who are living in the same town as me now that are newer friendships, there's so much going on
Hmm.
in life in a day and whatever. The people that I think about or that I connect with are the ones that I see at pick up and drop off, like,
Hmm.
even if I don't really care about them deeply, there's good people there too. I'm not
No
saying that,
shade
but,
those
like,
people.
it's just that's not necessarily the soul connections that I have already.
Right. Well, it's true that the people who you are next to are the ones who you form deeper
Yeah.
relationships with because they are just there, So it does take effort and plans and thoughtfulness to maintain connections with people who are further away. I thought this is an interesting idea. I feel like they were talking about 50 people on their list. I think mine is much smaller, my
Yeah.
list of people, but that's okay. And that could be something too. There could be a goal to like widen that, or maybe there's someone I want to bring into that list
Mhm.
and think about how to do that. So I also like this idea. I think this is another list that I can incorporate.
I think this is also it reminded me of why I like sending holiday cards, which also feels like
Oh,
a grown-up thing
does.
because it's just like a acceptable kind of convention to, like, let people know, "I think about you. You're on my list." Literally, you're on my list.
Yeah. I envision that this list is their holiday list, like
Yeah.
those are the people that you would send cards to. If you were to send cards, do you send cards? When's the last time you sent cards?
Well, we didn't do it this past year, but we did it the year before, and I think the year before that too.
You did it for the holidays?
Not this past holidays,
I
no.
know you said that, but that's around the time when you would do it.
Yes, I think we kinda get them in the new year.
Uh-huh.
It comes after.
Yeah.
But January, they went out in January.
Do you get cards?
Yeah, we do.
I don't get a lot of cards. And I
I'm
feel
so
like
sorry.
I think if I put more effort into sending cards, maybe then I would get more
That's
cards back.
that's absolutely true. Because often someone sends you a card and then you add them to your own list for the next
Right.
year.
And then you have their address to do that. So I think I might add this to my list because I like getting cards. And I want to maintain connections. Like that's
Uh,
the most important part is the maintaining connections, not getting mail.
I think the list that I would make is also smaller than the holiday list because I feel like the inspiration I got from Gretchen was around, like, people that you really wanna stay in the loop in their lives, or that's how I interpret it, or what I would like to track, you know?
Hmm.
I think there's people that I would feel fine just hearing from once a year or, like, seeing their kids' photos once a year, and then there's
Yeah.
other people where I'm like, "Gosh, I wonder how their week is going."
Yeah.
Or there's some big thing that they're doing in work, or I have a friend on a TV show, like, I wanna know how that's going.
Hmm.
I guess at a more intimate level, but we
Hmm.
don't live in the same state. We have busy lives. But I feel like with an intentional reach out that's more consistent, not every week, maybe not every month, but a few times a year.
So how many people feels right to you?
I don't know. I would say sub 10.
Okay. Sub 10, that's like under 10, is that what you're
Yes.
trying to say? It's another way of saying less than 10?
Less
Okay.
than 10.
You're fancy. That's a small list then. Or not small, I don't know, it's all
Yeah.
subjective. But back to the cards.
Okay.
I do wanna talk more about holiday cards because I have a lot of questions. I don't think I've ever sent holiday cards before,
You
ever.
send them for work.
I do, but it's different because it's work related or adjacent, and maybe it's like the photo cards that give me a little like, "Ah,"
Hmm.
but then what else are you sending? Anyway, let's put a pin in this and let's talk
Okay, we
more
can
about
talk
it. I
about
would
it.
really like to just hear more about
Well,
this
you
and
have a thank you
brainstorm
list
with you.
now from your wedding.
I know,
That
that's the
becomes your
thing.
holiday list.
I have a list. I should use it. I
That's
should
what you
use it
used.
to send mail, but now I'm already getting in my head about what this card is and what do I say in the card.
Happy holidays.
But don't people say like, "We did this year, and then we went here, and we went there," like, there's a whole little family update, and there's, like, a picture of their dog,
You
right?
can if you want to, but some of times it's just the picture.
It's just the family photo, right?
Yeah.
Then you have to have a family photo.
It could also
Now we're having the
be
conversation that we should have
I
later.
know, because I wanna just diffuse this for you. I hear the anxiety and I
It's too soon, let's just talk about it later. I'll add it to the list, we'll
stick
talk
a
about it
pin in
later.
it.
Okay. Alright. Where are we? This one is going off the rails a little bit. Okay, so in episode 549, Gretchen shared a strategy for advice, right? What would you do if you were me? Instead of just saying, "Can you give me some advice?" Have you ever done this before?
Yes. So this was a callback to an episode a long time ago where they gave this suggestion. The one in this episode was around asking somebody, what do most people think about a situation?
Hmm.
Instead of saying, what do you think about, your daughter's elementary school? What do you think most people would say about your daughter's elementary school? That could give you like a more honest perspective
Right.
if somebody's assuming they're not coming from their own, but thinking about what most people say, that they're more likely to be really honest about their own thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that this was similar to this other hack, which is what would you do in my situation? Or what would you do if you were me when you're asking
Mm.
for help,
Mhm.
especially in like a customer service situation? And I started using this phrase, and it really does make a difference,
Mm.
especially when somebody's giving you or you feel like you're getting the runaround to ask, well, what would you do if you were me?
Yeah.
They can't really give you the runaround, like it makes you more relatable.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's like, okay, well, here, call the manager at this number or like, call on this day at this time.
Yeah.
It feels like it cuts through something.
I remember we were having challenges with my daughter and my insurance, and there was something that she needed to get prescribed, and it just was like one wall after the next wall with our insurance company. And finally, I think I asked someone this, like, what do you think we should do? What would you do if you were me? And they were like, honestly, the system is not designed to
Ooh,
help you. And I was like, oh.
game over.
And then I got new insurance, but it was really
Yeah.
helpful because I hadn't asked that question in that
Mhm.
way. And like you said, you just get the runaround. And so sometimes the honest answer is stop looking here.
Right.
Like you're not going to get anything. And that's really helpful
Yeah.
when it's clear.
Yeah.
I also think that when you ask someone, what do other people do? Or how do other people feel about this?
Yeah.
Or what would you do if you're me? You're sort of putting them in the position of expert.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of elevating their identity a little bit and giving them some importance other than just, you know, tell me what to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be good to have a list of these types of questions.
This is also kind of like adulting. This is like secrets of adulthood,
Yeah.
this category of prompt.
Yeah. Next level communication or
Hmm.
how to get the answer you really want.
In episode 549, a listener talks about the joy of taking public transportation. And this is an ongoing subject that Gretchen has talked about how much she enjoys taking the New York subway and just how much freedom it makes her feel. And it made me think of Sinai, who's off at college. And just a few weeks in, she sent me a video of her taking the streetcar in New Orleans. And she was so excited and so proud of herself that she figured out how to use it because we had taken it once before on a previous trip and it was complicated. It didn't quite make sense. We were like, I don't know if it's reliable. And then she just figured it out. And she's like, no, it's totally reliable. There's this app and it tells you when it's coming and where it's at. And she figured out the whole thing. And I think it is that sense of like now she can go anywhere, not anywhere, anywhere the streetcar goes.
Anywhere
She
the
can go,
streetcar goes.
not anywhere, but up and down the street that the streetcar goes, she could take that. And as a college student in a new city, she felt very empowered, I think. I love that. I think that's something that other people share. I do not share that love of public transportation,
It's funny
but
to me because it feels like a very LA thing. Like she drives in LA and would go to places she'd never been to in her car. Like
right.
that's nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
For somebody else, maybe coming from New York to go to school in LA, that would be a huge deal.
to drive.
Exactly, to drive
Right.
and, like, figure out the freeways and, like but
Yes.
for Sanaa, it's, like, the streetcar, which it would be the same, when she was in New York, she didn't really feel comfortable taking the subways on her
Yeah,
own, but for
yeah.
some New York kid who's been taking the subways since they were in middle school
Or younger.
or younger on their own.
When I was doing my graduate work in New York and living there in the summers, I took the subway every day and I did not enjoy it. I felt so out of place. I could not wait to get back into my car and like my space and my air. I just couldn't relax into it. I think it's because I wasn't raised with it, don't have enough experience with it to kind of lean in and know what to expect. Every noise, there's a lot of noise, and
Yeah.
all of those noises would, like, kind of put me on edge a little bit, but it is amazing. You could go anywhere, so I have respect for it.
We took the bus when we were little. I remember you taking me on the bus.
We did take the bus from school, right? When I was in middle school, there was a time when we would take the bus.
In the summer, I remember taking it and to get to Old Town.
Yeah, that was maybe, like, 2 years of our lives. I'm glad you have that memory. It was a very small window. Maybe 3 years, and it's true because I didn't drive until I was older, which is not typical for LA, but, yeah, we probably were on the bus a little bit more, but the girls never did. Oh, am I a bad parent? It's
They're
like we
fine.
made
They're
them
both
take the
fine.
bus. They're fine. On episode 549, they also shared listeners' suggestions for the first day of school. Many people had ideas about or traditions around making purchases for the first day of school and purchasing school supplies. And I talked about this before, things I was looking forward to and getting my office ready. And there was one day where I went to IKEA. By the way, because I'm an empty nester now, I went to IKEA by myself and ate lunch in the cafeteria alone.
That's
And I had to, like, send a polo, like,
symbolic.
I'm in IKEA eating meatballs by myself, like, and I felt good about it. It wasn't, like, sad, it was an acknowledgement that this is my life now, so I was there specifically to get supplies for my office, and then I went to Marshall's, and then I went to another store, and I realized I'm provisioning
Mm.
for my office, and so I put everything together, put all the finishing touches in my office before the first day of school, and the day before the first day of school, we have an open house, and there were some 5th graders ended up in my office, and when I came into my office, they were looking around, and they were like, "Oh, your office is vibey." And I was like, "Thank you." That was the biggest compliment I can get was 5th graders loving my office, so mission accomplished.
Fun.
It's all done now. Yay.
That's great.
Yes.
On More Happier, Gretchen hosted a romance roundtable, and one of her guests was Stacey Abrams. And Azizi, you look a lot like Stacey Abrams.
I look like Stacey Abrams, like, more than one person has told me that, and one of those times I know I've talked about this before, but one of those times, I was in the Waffle House in New Orleans, and the lady at the counter was like, "Are you that politician lady that's the one
Really?
from Georgia?" "Yes." And I was like, "Oh, you're confusing me with Stacey Abrams."
Are you that politician lady?
Felt so seen, like, wow, I look like what I mean, I can't think of a better person to look like, so that made me so happy.
Funny.
Yes, I do look like Stacey Abrams, I'm acknowledging that. And what a great human being she is.
Yeah.
I have read 2 of her Avery Keene novels. I'm so excited she's coming out with a 3rd. I think it was called, like, Rogue Justice, and I can't remember what the second one was called, but there's gonna be a 3rd one, and I now know this world because I
That's cool.
read the first 2, and the fact that she is the rock star, politician, and advocate, and also an amazing author, and had such great advice. I enjoyed all of this conversation.
I really liked her breaking down what she does from a craft standpoint and technically with characters to kind of have the story unfold in what feels like a realistic way, and that there's this real balance of this ideal world, but also problems have to really be worked through in order for something to be satisfying.
Hmm,
And, like, you don't want the readers to throw the book across the room because it's, like, the characters are totally not seeing each other or hearing each other, which can happen sometimes
right.
that I've noticed in, like, television shows, like in romantic films or something, rom-coms sometimes. But
Mhm.
it made me think of the TV show Nobody Wants This on Netflix
Mhm.
that we
Your
haven't
favorite
talked
show.
about. And just to give a preview, we are gonna do a festival of Nobody Wants This coming
Okay.
up. It's Emmy nominated,
Alright.
but I think that that show does this really well, where the characters, they have their mishaps or misunderstandings, but they always talk them through and bring up the issues the way that you would in real life if you were invested in somebody.
Hmm.
And so that feels really authentic. And so I thought that was interesting that she mentioned that.
Hmm. I mean, you just got the sense that she knows what she's doing,
Yeah.
which of course she does, and could explain it in a way that made sense. She said something, and remember, we talked about romance novels last week, and
Yeah.
that I'm on this romance novel kick now. So it was exciting to listen to this. But she said romance gives us hope, which I thought is so beautiful. Of course, that's why we enjoy reading it. That's why I read it. There's so much optimism in it. And that is welcome.
Mhm.
A welcome feeling to have now is to have hope and to believe in love.
I appreciated her advice at the end of the show. Gretchen always asks, "Do you have a suggestion for our listeners?" And Stacey Abrams' suggestion was to do something that's not urgent and not important,
Hmm.
which is like the Eisenhower matrix of things that are important but
Right. How
and
to
urgent.
prioritize.
Exactly. And usually they say, with something that's not urgent and not important, just cross it off your list.
Don't look at it.
Exactly. And that she was like, just do that thing. Like, do it. Which I like because often something is not urgent and not important and don't want to do it. Don't do it.
Right.
But often things that feel like frivolous can be in that category.
Yes.
And so it's like, no, have that pleasure. Read the magazine. Or
Yes.
I felt like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. And I think, last week we were talking about work and Labor Day, and
Hmm.
I was saying that I want to feel some sense of spaciousness in my maternity leave,
Mhm.
that it's kind of starting to get crowded out with just like all of the things I have to get done and want to get done
Hmm.
to like move my life forward.
Yeah.
But I think that was a good reminder to me of like, oh, wait, but do something that's not urgent and not important. I think if I can do that once a day or a few times a week, like that is what makes things feel spacious and more like
Yes.
enjoyable.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
we don't always have to have a to-do list. And I do feel like, yeah, this is where whimsy lives in the
mhm.
not urgent and not important. This for me, of course, is going to Disneyland and like it's not important. It is not urgent, but just to have fun, just because then it becomes important, like
Yeah,
we do need to find those times where we can be light. And I think she was talking specifically about discussions and things with a loved one. Like, don't
right.
only talk about the urgent and important. So yeah, I love that. Okay, let's take a break. And when we get back, we'll discuss Happier in Hollywood.
Azizi, how's your dinner game these days?
Well, Malika, I used to struggle with what to cook for dinner.
You're cooking now?
Okay. Actually, my husband used to struggle with what to make for dinner. I mean, meal planning, grocery lists, yuck. But then we found Prep Dish. It's a weekly meal planning service that tells you exactly what to cook. And now they've partnered with Instacart, so your grocery list becomes a ready to go online cart.
Oh, what's in your cart, Azizi?
All of the Prep Dish ingredients, plus I can add energy drinks, chili crisp, lipstick, whatever, and check out in just a few clicks. Shopping online is so fun. The meals are family friendly, healthy, and super easy to prep. Dinner is easy to make, and now we look forward to new tasty meals.
Prep Dish is offering our listeners 2 weeks free. Just head to prepdish.com/happierladies to sign up. Again, that's prepdish.com/happierladies.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
And we're back. Malika, what happened on Happier in Hollywood?
In episode 432, Liz and Sarah recommend making a laugh list. And in episode 433, they discuss a listener's suggestion to lower their bar on their writing goals. And Sarah celebrates the Giftful app. So, making a laugh list, this is a suggestion around just keeping track of the things that really make you laugh out loud so that you can reference it and and have
For
a good
obvious
journal.
reasons.
Yes.
This is very similar to the things that delight you list,
Yeah.
which I have. And by the way, I just love all these lists. Like the kind of lists
Yeah.
are piling up, and I cannot get enough of ideas of lists. This one is a good one.
It's fun.
What's on your list of things that make you laugh?
Just a couple things. So I've been watching New Girl. You kind of got me onto the show.
Finally.
It's not a
Been
new
talking about it
show,
forever.
but I was resistant and then I got sucked in, and there's just some really fun physical comedy in the show, and Zoe Deschanel's character reminds me of Lucille Ball.
Yes.
But there's, like, 2 specific scenes. One is from a car show. She's, like, pretending to be a model. She's stepping in for her friend who is a model to present this car at a car show and wears these high heels that are just way too high that she gets put in, and the floor is spinning, and hilarity ensues. I'll have to link these because when I heard this Happier in Hollywood episode, I immediately thought of that scene, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to show Norm that," and I went back and found it and showed him and then just, like, laughed and laughed again, like,
When you said a New Girl episode, I described the scene, and you're like, "That's the scene that I
yes,
was talking about." It's just so funny.
very funny, and then there's another episode where she gets trapped in a car wash, like, not in her car, but just in the car wash. It's so silly, it's so
It's silly, that's what it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. So those are on my laugh list, and then this is just things that Indigo says, like,
Aw.
I wish we were recording all the time because I forget things, but
Mm.
lately it's like the names that he gives to things, he'll go through different phases, and for some reason, everything is named Tim right now. Like, if you give him a stuffed animal and like, "What's its name?" He'll think about it and then say, "Tim." Okay.
Who is Tim?
I don't know.
That's really
What's
funny.
this toy's name? And he's like, "Also Tim." Like, "Okay." So, that's funny. Just his creativity and his phases and things are very funny to listen to.
It's hilarious.
What's on your laugh list?
Yeah, talking to my daughters. So it's kind of the same
Oh.
thing as you. Whenever we're in a conversation together, we will just crack each other up. It doesn't even matter time of day or where we are, just inevitably we will start laughing together. And it's so great. And it makes me think about my other thing that makes me laugh, which is a video I did take of the girls when they were younger. I think Sinai was
Oh,
about
yes.
3 and Leia was like 6 or 7. Maybe they were a little bit older, maybe Sinai was 4. But we were outside and Leia was really excited about her razor scooter and she was doing tricks or, trying to do tricks on the razor scooter. And I was sitting with Sinai, I was recording her. And I guess it was the Olympics were happening because we were talking about like, what would you give that? What would you give that trick? What score would you give it? And Leia did a trick and she was like so excited. And we turned to Sinai, what score would you give that? And Sinai says, I give that a 0. And she was so serious. We were like, ouch, a 0, Sinai? Like, that's your sister. Shouldn't you at least get a 2? It's like, I give you a 0. And it's just, we love to play that over and over again because Sinai's very direct still to this day. And that was her being her. It's so funny. So that makes me laugh. And then my dog specifically versus squirrels because he really believes he's going to get the squirrel. He's going to catch it this time. He like patrols the yard. He's really serious about catching. He never catches a squirrel. He's never going to, but just his like seriousness around catching a squirrel is, and they talk to him. They like tease him. It's hilarious. You can hear them outside our window making their squirrel noises. And then he goes, "Arr," and then he like shoots out the window to try to catch them. It's really funny.
That's funny.
That's fun. It's fun to think about things that make you laugh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this episode, they also talk about, you know, having smaller expectations for the goal or lowering the goal a little bit or a lot. Actually, lowering the goal a lot so that you're still taking steps, but it's not overwhelming the thought of that huge project or that huge goal. I love this idea. I love this reminder because for me, I always feel like it's actually about the forward march. It's actually about just taking some step, any step
Right.
to keep moving forward and to worry less about huge strides, but just don't let go. Don't give up. It's kind of
Yeah.
my personal ethos.
Yeah, little by little, a little becomes a lot. That
Yes.
proverb. Yeah, this was around their goals for their novel. Like, instead of writing 2 hours a day, the listener who's a professional writer, a novelist, is like, try writing 7 minutes a day
Hmm.
and see where that goes, you know? I have a mentor who would always say, do less more often,
Hmm.
which is kind of the same thing of just, yeah, what's the smallest way you can move forward and be consistent also?
Hmm.
Because it's hard to be consistent with big, big things.
And you can get discouraged when it feels like you're
Right.
such a long way off,
Yes.
right?
And she talked a lot about the dopamine versus cortisol.
Hmm.
Like the dopamine hit you get from accomplishing the goal versus the cortisol hit you get from not meeting the goal. And like,
Mm.
that's what you're managing.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
if you have more dopamine hits from smaller goals, that's actually gonna be more impactful than on your system than, like, the giant cortisol from or
Not reaching the goal.
yes, from
Well, that's
repeatedly not
fascinating.
reaching the goal.
Right, and so in my mind, it's not just, "Okay, I'm gonna do 7 minutes." It's like actually making it a goal. It's like the
Right.
act of saying, "Actually, this is the goal." It's not a concession. I'm not doing this instead of this other thing. I'm gonna say, "It's gonna be 5 minutes. I'm gonna write it down so that I can cross it off," and it
Yes.
feels like that was the goal.
Yes.
Interesting. I love that. In episode 433, Sarah talks about what a special birthday she was and that she was intentional about celebrating it. And that's not a thing that she typically does because she's always thinking about, her daughter and work and other things. And I was excited for her because this is, a conclusion that I came to a couple of years ago. And I'm not looking back. I'm always going to be intentional about my birthday now moving forward. But she also talked about the Giftful app, which I know I've talked about before, but I just can't say enough good things about this app, and now Ilea is into it, and the trick is to add to it all year,
Mhm.
and then when it's time for the special occasions, you just share the link, and I will tell you, surprises are overrated. Like, the idea that someone is going to just surprise you with the thing that you
Yeah,
wanted, I think it's overrated. I think it's much better and more exciting to get something that you really want than something that someone thinks that maybe you want.
I agree. I mean, I think I have the app and I just started my Christmas list.
Ah,
I just forget to add to it. That's the
right.
thing. It's like the habit of saving stuff. But I did observe Ilea, like, she saw something in our house that she liked and she was like, oh, I'm going to add that to Giftful. And I was like, okay. I was impressed with her restraint because I would have been like, just buy it now, you know? But
No.
like, why buy it when you can have someone else buy it for you, you know?
Yeah. And then you might buy it. I might peruse my own giftful list, and if I
Right.
wanna buy myself a treat or something, I will do it and then take it off the list. But it captures all of those things in such an elegant way, so, yes, a lot of fun.
Yes. We've gotta get everybody in on it and the family. Not everyone is bought in.
The steps to saving things,
Yeah.
like looking for that little box with the arrow,
Yeah.
that's the barrier that we have to try to get, like our parents, through.
Right. Well, let's take a break, and when we get back, we will share our peaks and valleys.
New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins, just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag, the one you stole from your ex, or your overpriced half a studio apartment, or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar. Triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a Vitamin Water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
We're back with peaks and valleys because in life there are always peaks and there are always valleys. And this is an odd episode, so Malika is up first with a peak.
So my peak, speaking of gifts, is that I got a facial and I used a gift certificate that mommy and daddy gave me for Christmas to a
Nice.
spa. And it was like, finally, I can go and not pregnant. I don't have to worry about whatever. So I did it like a soak. And then I just really like facials. It's
Mm-hmm.
funny because I don't know when I came into this. I think in my 30s, I almost like it more than a massage sometimes.
It's fascinating.
It just feels like true pampering to have somebody rub lotion on your face. Like, I don't know. There's something about it that feels a little more foo-foo
Hmm.
and like more relaxing. I just enjoy it.
I've never had a facial.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I've never had a facial when I've had the opportunity to go to a spa. I usually just get a massage.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, sometimes they're good and
That's
sometimes
the
they're not
thing.
good. But I always feel like that's what I should do. Like that's getting more bang for my buck. But the way you described it makes me want to try it. And I think maybe one of the barriers is that it feels like it's so intimate, like someone's in your
Mm,
face,
they're very close.
right? They're very close. Their face is in your face when they're giving you the facial. And that has always felt like, oh, maybe that's too close. But, massage is also intimate. So
Yeah.
they're just not facing you, in
Well,
that
your
way.
eyes are closed
So it's
for
true.
one.
But you could feel
They
them.
have a light so that they can see. So they're not like that
The
close.
light is on, you mean?
It's no more intimate than a dentist appointment
Oh,
or
that's true.
getting your eyebrows threaded or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But there's just a lot of smells and sensations
Hmm.
and I don't know, it's different. And they do massage your like upper back kind of
Mm-hmm.
and your collarbone décolletage and like you get usually like a scalp massage or
Hmm.
sometimes they'll do hands or feet. It's like the best parts that I like about a massage.
Hmm. And are your eyes closed? They've got to be closed the whole time, right?
Mhm.
But you're not moving. You're just in the same position and they're just
Yeah,
moving around
they
you.
move around you.
Okay. I gotta
Um,
sign up for this.
I will say there are like if they do extractions, that can be uncomfortable where they like
Oh.
clear out blackheads or something, but you can ask them not to do that. I actually like it. I don't it doesn't bother me,
Oh.
but that's something that can be painful
Okay.
depending on what your skin goals are.
I don't have any skin goals. Do I
Right.
need to have skin goals?
No, but I mean, what's funny is like you have so much skincare. You do have skin goals. Like you have so many
I mean,
products,
my goals are
you
the same as
know?
everybody else's. I just want good skin. I don't think the goals are that different for people, right?
They always ask you, "What are your goals?"
Now you gotta do homework.
You don't have to. I always just say, "I'm just here to relax,"
Okay, good,
like, I
good,
don't have a
good. I'm gonna use that too.
but some people have specific goals, I guess.
No.
Anyway, Azizi, what's your valley?
Oh, my valley. Oh, so hard. This week I missed not one, but two appointments.
Oh,
It was
no.
awful. I had a dentist appointment that I've had for 6 months.
Oh,
For some
no.
reason, 6 months ago, I thought the first day of school was gonna be an excellent time to
What?
go to the dentist. I don't technically, it should work. I didn't have any meetings at that time, but it's so hard for me to leave the office.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's an hour drive to where my dentist is, which is like 30 minutes from my house. It's already a commute. So it just didn't happen. And I ended up getting there like 20 minutes late. And they were like gonna try to make it work. And I was like, you know what? No, it's my fault.
Mhm.
And then it's hard to find the next
Y
dentist appointment
yeah.
because dentists are booked. So I just felt terrible that I didn't leave on time and this happened. And then a few days later, I didn't leave on time to my Orange Theory appointment.
Oh.
And then I ended up getting there 5 minutes late, which is their cutoff. And they're like, you're 5 minutes late. So I'm sorry, you can't go to this class. And it was
Mm,
like,
tough.
tough, right? Again, the same problem of just leaving. It's so hard for me to just leave. And so luckily they didn't count it against me and I was able to join the next class. which I almost didn't. I was like, I guess I just missed it. But I talked to you and I kind of went back and forth. And I ended up just joining in on the next class. And I'm glad I was able to do that. But I gotta get over this. I have to figure out how to leave work so I can go to things after work.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that's really hard for me.
Do you set an alarm?
I know what time I have to leave, but it's like,
No.
oh, I can send one more email. Or I have to just make this one last call. It's just like trying to get more in. I struggle with shutting it down and
Yeah.
just transitioning to the next thing
Yeah.
when it just feels like I could just squeeze one more thing in, but I cannot.
I think you should have an alarm, like a transition alarm, and then a
Okay.
final alarm, and then a
Oh.
final alarm.
Oh, 3 alarms.
It sounds like that's what you need.
That's a 3 alarm situation. Okay. I mean, I should try it. I should try it. Sometimes what helps is I have an assistant who will knock on my door and say,
Oh,
"You need
that's
to
good
leave."
too. Yeah.
Sometimes that helps, but often she's gone already by the time I need to leave for my appointment. So I will try this.
Okay, this is like a sub whatever.
Okay.
You could record a memo of you saying, "Azizi, it's time to go. You
Oh,
really have to stop." And that can be the alarm.
so creepy, but it might work. I'm going to try it, Malika. I'm going to try this voice memo that you can make your alarm message.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try that.
You can make
Try
any
that.
sound file into an alarm.
Okay. Well, maybe that's a segment for another day where you
Yeah.
can walk us through how to do that. But I got to try something because I need to have a life outside of work. Even though my office is awesome, maybe that's also a problem. It's like
It's too good.
such a cozy vibe that I never want to leave, but that's not good either.
That's funny. Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. Azizi, let's leave on a happier thought. What are you going to try this week?
I think I need to try leaving a voice memo for myself that I play 3 times so that I can get out of the office.
Okay.
What are you going to try, Malika?
I'm going to make a love list.
Oh, so nice.
I like that idea. Thank you for listening to this episode. You can find our show notes in the episode description. If you like us, please rate, review, and tell a friend. And don't forget to follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com.
Our show was edited by Magnus Bjorgum, and our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
You can find us on Instagram at happierladies and on the web at happierladies.com. All right, Malika, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Azizi. Bye.
Bye. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to shut the door. Hold on.
Okay.
When Grayson gets ice out of the freezer, it sounds like a cement truck
Oh.
is going. Okay.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.